Ah, hello. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the stream. Doing a quick sewing stream today because I have to go somewhere. I have to leave my house at 4:30 today to go do something. So figured I'd do a quick short sewing stream. I probably should have cut this out. I'm gonna be making a leafy on from this pattern that I found, and y'all should be able to see that in the title. I put I put the link to the DeviantArt or whatever from this person who I like to use her patterns a lot for sewing stuff because she makes really good solid sewing patterns, and it's can be a struggle to find good sewing patterns sometimes. I don't know what to do with my hands. Y'all can see my hands. Hi. All right. So these are the colors. It's not going to be as minty colored as the as Leafy on Stormwheeler because I don't have that colored felt. I have like a aqua or teal felt, but it won't. But I don't. I only have one shade of like teal because felt is the felt that I get doesn't come in a lot of variety a lot of time. So I have my colors. So there's apparently brown in it. I'm looking at the image of it right now, and it's hold on, where'd it go? I just lost it. Yeah, I'm looking at the picture of it that she posted from when she made it. And we're just gonna figure out how to assemble this. No tutorial, no nothing, because normally I follow the tutorials. So I'm gonna start with like cutting the pattern, which I probably should have done before. And I had to like Photoshop it so then it would fit on one page of paper because I ran out of paper. I actually have to buy more paper. Ah, I'm gonna do what I normally do and cut out, cut it out into like chunks, which makes cutting the paper down or like cutting out the pattern a lot easier. Ooh. So how is everybody doing today? I'm including any of the lurkers out there. How y'all doing? Hopefully well. Hopefully it's well and good, and hopefully you like sewing and are interested in it, and I can, if anybody has like questions about anything that I'm doing, just shout them at me. Just be like, hey, why are you doing this? Why you gotta do it that way? And I'll let you know. I will make sure I let you know. My dogs are losing their little puppy minds right now, which is great, which is fantastic. I since she, well, tongue tied. What I was gonna say is I shouldn't say that they are my dogs. They are my mom's dogs. Because the moment I claim them means the moment that I have to own their not so wonderful uh, behaviors. They're not bad dogs. They just have some really bad habits, and no one in my house and their owners, the people who wanted the dogs, don't train them but to be better. They just let them do what they want. So it's, I need like that dog lady who like goes and fixes dogs' behaviors. Like they're not to that level of like crazy, but they the the owners the owners could learn a thing or two from that lady. Like not like they're not mean to the dogs or anything. They spoil my dogs. My dogs are my mom's dogs are freaking spoiled. Like if they don't get like, as my stepdad likes to call it, puppy enhancements, which is basically like leftovers we have in the fridge or like cheese, sprinkled into their dog food. They won't eat their dog food sometimes, which frustrates me. Because then my cat goes and consumes the dog food, because my cat will eat anything. Mr. Pork will consume any type of food. I should put on some chill vibe music. I totally was gonna do that, and then I forgot to put on some bops for us just to vibe to. Come on, load. I just opened my YouTube to find some streaming free music, and in my suggested home bar thing, Markiplier apparently bought every type of maple syrup, and the thumbnail just got me real good, real fantastically. Let me go to my good old friend, this song, this lo-fi chill beats. There we go. If it's a little too loud, just let me know and I'll adjust it. All right, that should be good. I'm gonna fold this and put this on top of the keyboard again. But yeah, we gotta cut this pattern out. I did not do this before. I always either I'll cut exactly on the line or cut a little bit over, because sometimes you want a little bit extra when you're setting the pattern up, so then you have the space to sew. Because if you don't have space like between where you've sewn and the edge of the piece, it can sometimes make them look pretty wonky. Luckily, like, I have not found that to be the case with this girl's patterns, and I actually really love them. Sometimes I do a little bit of adjustments to them if something just doesn't look right or doesn't look like it's going to go together right. I'll do a little bit of an adjustment to the pattern just so then they come out a little bit nicer. But most of the time, her patterns are like super spot on, and I really like how she makes them. They're very well done, and I'm extremely picky about sewing patterns. It can be like, if I've told Goats before a lot of times, because y'all know who Goats is at this point, hopefully. I've shown him stuffed animals and stuff that, like, professionally made companies like Nintendo has made, and I've seen their, I guess I should probably be more over here so you can see me cutting the pattern out. But I've looked at them and been like, this plushie looks like shit. It looks awful. Like, the stitching looks off. Like, it does not look well put together. Like, and my big thing about sewing stuff is making sure that the seams on the thing look nice and crisp. If it isn't nice and crisp, it's extremely frustrating to me, and it makes me want to scream and just rip apart their pattern and fix it for them. Like, it is one of my biggest pet peeves when people do not make sure that their patterns look really nice and crisp and beautiful. And like a lot of times I know it's also people just starting out and learning how to make sewing patterns and stuff, but when it's clearly clear that these people have gotten to a point where they are professionals, they should have their stitching in line. Because if it's not, it's like, how did you get here? How did you get these? Like, how? This little bits. Hey, at least Cat Cam has come in I'm gonna do a Twitch thing and be like, Cat Cam is poggers right now. I hate that I just said that, but it is, because, like, Cat Cam is great for stuff like this. Sadly, you won't be able to see, like, Mr. Pork. He's also He's also napping on my bed right now, like fully asleep. Like totally zonked. He's a sleepy baby today. A zonked out little sleepy boy. Oh, don't want to lose that. Head spike, I guess. I don't know what the head spike's for. Alright. Got this stuff. I'm just gonna take this paper and yeet it somewhere. There. I yeeted it into my recycling. Oh, I gotta find that picture. Just have it up somewhere so I can see it. Alright, there we go. Now I can see at least kind of like how it looks, so I can kind of tell what each of these are. And a lot of these say beige, and I'm just not gonna do that. I'm just gonna make the Pokemon have white fur, not beige fur, because I don't want to use the beige that I have. It's not as light as in the photo that I'm looking at. And white would go a lot better. It'd also make it look like more. I think it'll look a lot prettier if I just use if I use white felt instead of beige felt. Felt is one of my favorite things to work with, because if you really need to like stretch something, you can. It'll rip eventually, but like if you gotta stretch something a little bit, it's pliable in that way. And I like having a little bit of pliableness in my sewing stuff, so it always makes it just a little bit easier to make things. There they go again. We're probably barking at people with dogs walking down our street. There we go. And Pork, good thing Pork's still sleeping, because most of the time when the dogs start freaking out, it wakes him up, and I'm like, come on, he was sleeping. He was having a nice cat nap. Like Chonko nap. I have a feeling that this is probably a tad too loud, so I turned it down just a bit. Let me know if the music's too quiet or what's going on with it. Like I'm doing my best to delegate, and yeah. Also, just to let people know, for another day, I am gonna probably try and stream again sometime this week, like actual video games or something, to make up for this short stream today. But recommend down below, like if you go below where the video is, there should be a little survey box thing, and you should be able to recommend me like video games you think I should play. Like type the name of it, send me a link to it. Just keep in mind I do use a Mac, like so PC games I'm not going to be able to play, like certain console games I'm not going to be able to play, but I will gladly look into any video games anyone has. If you all have I will look into any video games I am recommended. Like Goats was telling me about this game called Genshin Impact or something. I probably just butchered that name, but it looks pretty cool. Kind of looks like Zelda a little bit, but I think I am gonna get it and try it, but I want to also stick with some of the games that I've already started, because I'm like jumping around a lot, which is good, but also like if I don't stick to something, like people aren't gonna know like what I'm about. But yeah, these are the small green spikes. Light's probably bad. There we go. You can see it now. Green. I don't know if it's light green or dark green. Oh wait, nope, it's the darker green. I should actually, like, though, invest in getting some of the whatchamacallit, the fabric that she uses, because I think that would be a very good idea for me to start practicing with that, because it's some sort of like fabric-y. It's like classic stuffed animal fabric, like soft and plush, and I like it, and I want to start working with that too, because I love felt, but it pills really quickly, and it can like rip really easily. Like I said, like it's malleable, but it can rip really easily. Like I could take a piece of felt and rip it in half if I wanted to, like with my hands, but I'm not going to do that because that would be just a waste of felt. I'm gonna cut out the main eye part, but I'm gonna wait to cut out the little white glint, which you can see in like people's eyes and stuff sometimes. Trying to figure out how to, come on, light. There you go, you can see that. That's the glint, and then there's, for the nose, I'll probably actually adjust the nose because it's kind of small. I'm gonna actually look up a picture of like Jolteon. Come on. Open one too many tabs there. Or not Jolteon, Leafeon. I'm typing with my keyboard, my extra keyboard that I have, because Macs are... I love my laptop, but it's... Okay, so yeah, the nose is kind of tiny on a Leafeon. Open the picture. I don't want to drag and drop it. I just want to open it so I can look at it. Pull it more on the page. Okay. Come on. There we go. Yeah, so I'm looking at this Leafeon picture, and I see why it is the way it is. But yeah. Okay. You're doing the tail. Oh, this isn't the tail. This is the head detail. This is the green head swirly that Leafeon has. I'm looking at all sorts of patterns that are on online right now, and like there's a little well, by looking at all the patterns online, what I'm trying to say is I'm looking at the picture of Leafeon from the Scrolls page on DeviantArt, and you know how there's like suggested images on the side. There's this thing of Snow, and I want to make a plushie Snow, and I was gonna make one about over a year ago or so, maybe 2 years ago, but I couldn't figure out how to make it look more like the Pokemon, like what type of fabric I could have used to make the puffiness or the ice shell of its spine, but so you could still see the inside of its body like in the game. Like I wanted to make it look almost like the game Pokemon, like the Pokemon, like how it looks in the game. But I couldn't figure out how to, like what fabric or what like stiff like material I could use to do that with. And so I just kind of gave up on it. I'm gonna try again at some point, but not currently. I don't have the time, or I have the time, but like my brain, yeah, I don't know where I'm going with this anymore. I'm a little out of it today, a little tired. Um, yeah. So I'm gonna ask this again because how's everybody doing? Yes, I do. Like when I can find a nice pattern online, I'll make them. Like I actually in the title of it, there's the link to this girl's DeviantArt. I love her patterns. She does a really good job at making solid patterns that actually work really nice, and when you sew them together, they actually come out looking crisp and really well put together. And it makes me really happy to find someone like online who can make patterns like this, because a lot of times I'll find patterns and they'll just look really wonky once I've put them together. And it just makes me sad sometimes, where I'm like, this pattern looked really cool and the end product that they made looked really great. Why does it not look like that when I made it? Like, I get it's also could just be me like not assembling it correctly, but some of the pattern pieces just don't make sense when you put them together sometimes. And it's very clear that they used the pattern they originally had and didn't say like this things that they did while making it to make alterations or to adjust how it looked as they went. Because I know I sometimes will do that when I'm making things, is I'll forget that I did a small adjustment or something, and I'll forget to tell or like write down that I did that, and I'll go back and be like, why is this not working? And I'll remember, oh hey, I forgot to do this thing that I did before. Yeah, so we're making a leaf yawn. If you ironically I ended up having a green background when I was adjusting the pattern in Photoshop so I could print it out on one page, because I don't want it to be a large plushie, because it'll take a lot more time to sew together, and I don't have a lot of time to sew today. It's taking me forever to cut this pattern out. Yeah, I definitely should have cut this out before stream, but I forgot to. But it's like ASMR stuff. You can hear me cutting out paper maybe. I don't know. I'm not a big fan of ASMR. Like some of the stuff just makes me cringe more than anything else, and it just does not sit well with me. Like I really do wish I could enjoy it like so many other people can. For me it's ASMR actually like is awful. It's overwhelming, and the noises and the quietness and just the tone of it just it just doesn't work with me. All right. So we can start pinning. I have my little thing. I have some other threads from another project I'm working on, but I didn't want to work on that today. I'm kind of tired of working on it a little bit, but I'll end up definitely. Oh, that's okay. I will definitely end up taking the blues off of two of these and keeping this white thread for when I do start sewing. So, also, this thing has a little, oh, you can't see it, there we go. It has a little thing to go on my wrist, but I find that I actually don't like it. So I just use it as a normal pin cushion. And, yeah. A lot of times, like, I will make my own little patterns for things that I'm making if I'm making random things off the cuff. But when I'm looking to do a specific thing and I know there's probably a bunch of patterns out there already, I'll find one or I'll find a couple and try and mash them together a little bit to get something different, but also just to get a better variety of what I am making. I forgot to cut out this piece. Yeah, I like making all sorts of types of stuff. Like I actually made my own pattern for a Minecraft bee right before they came out. Or like because I kept seeing people online making Minecraft bee plushies, but I couldn't find a pattern and it drove me freaking crazy. So I found I amazingly found the bee pattern like flattened and counted how many pixels and then used graph paper and did a certain amount of graph pixels per thing to make the bee plushie and did it by pixel pretty much. And I had my own weird little scale for it. I still remember how to make the pattern too in my head. And I made one, but then I had plans to make way more of them, and then my ADHD kicked in and was like, "Oh, here's another project you got to do." I was like, "Oh, cool. I'm just going to set this bee pattern aside for a while then, I guess." And it was that's just how my brain decided to work that day. I got scratched yesterday by my cat. You can see it right there. It's like right on one of my fingers because I'm right-handed. So yeah, pixel for pixel, I got it down. But then I scaled it up to make the bee like it was probably like a foot long by the end of it. So like I'm trying to find it. Like I don't have a ruler, so I can't show you, but hold on. I actually have something for a size comparison. I'll be right back. So my goats actually got me this thing that I'm going to be using for size comparison. It is this chonky seal. How did I get in front? There we go. So it's about the what's it called? The Minecraft bee that I made was about this size, like about this long. It's a little angry chunky seal, and I love this thing. It's like I'm a stuffed animal nut. I love stuffed animals so much. Probably why I make so many of them, or make so many plushy type things. But yeah, it was like almost a foot long, a little bit less than a foot. Um, Definitely longer than a Switch. I'm trying to find things that will visually give some visually like say how big it was. But yeah, I'm working on the side project that I was just talking about too, where the blue thread is from. Is this girl also made a pattern for the glow squid, but the thing is, I can't figure out how to place the spots on this glow squid so they look right. So I've been trying to find like the glow squid like skin pattern laid out flat, but it's not online yet. Like so I'm gonna probably have to boot up the snapshot and spawn in a glow squid, take screenshots of it from all the angles just to figure this out. And I'm like not wanting to do that right now. It's something I'm just putting off until I get the drive to do it, which could be a while because I'm like my grandmother with projects. I start something and then I put it away, put it aside for a little bit, and then I don't come back to it for like a while. Come on, cut. I keep forgetting that I need to have my hands underneath the camera. Yep, there we go. So we only have one half of this pattern, one half of the body done, cut out. So what I'll do is after I cut out the pieces is I'll put the paper pieces by which part of the pattern it is, just so then I remember kind of which part, and I'll lay it out to kind of see like what parts go next to what, where things go. I do not think we're going to get very far with this today I have like maybe about another hour before I actually have to get off and go somewhere today. I have to go to like a dinner thing at a family friend's house, which will be nice because things have been like COVID restrictions and stuff have been semi-lifted in the area I'm from. So people are starting to hang out again with other people, which is nice. It's definitely nice to get out and see other humans who I know and get to socialize with them. And I always try whenever I'm doing a pattern to place it in a way that I will waste the least amount of fabric, because fabric is freaking expensive. Like it's so goddamn expensive. That's why I work with felt a lot of times, because you can get it at like, and this is gonna be American dollars, like 99 cents, so under $1 pretty much, for like a little a single thing of felt. And if you get like these packets at the store in the US called Walmart, you can get them for like $2, maybe $3. So it's really cheap, and they're like not very big, but they're cheap. So I can get what I need for not a lot of money, because sewing can be expensive. That's why any like for Christmas or birthdays and stuff, we tend to get my grandmother like gift cards to sewing stores and places she frequents, because she sews a lot. She is a fabric artist, which is just basically the fancy term for someone who likes to sew things. It's the fancy art world term. And I like that that's the term, because it makes it sound so much more than like, oh, I just sew things. And it makes it sound like official and wonderful, and it makes me so happy when someone like refers to something as that. Okay, so this is here. Oh, I do not. One thing I will say, what she had done with this pattern, the other leg. Okay, where did that go? Did it go into my computer? No. Where's that body piece? I just had it. Where the fudge did it go? Move that there. We're gonna do a quick hunt. Oh, there it is. So these are the leggy legs. One thing I wish she had done was separated the little bottom bits from this, because they're different colors, but she put them on the same pattern piece, even though they're clearly two different pattern pieces. So now I'm going to cut these and account for the space, when I could have done it if she had done them separately. She did it. She did it on this one too, I'm realizing. Like, I still love her patterns, but sometimes, like, when you're making patterns, it's just easier just to make sure that you keep all your pieces separate. So now what I'm gonna actually have to do, you know, I'll worry about that later. I'm just gonna cut the pieces out for now, just because it's something I can just adjust later. And I'm just gonna pin this. There we go. This goes in the middle part of the body, so like here. Oh, you can't see that. So like, it goes this part right here. Like, this is the front leg. So this goes on the inside, like this. And this piece comes and connects, because it'll turn into a 3D, like a rounded shape, kind of like this, when I'm done with it. So you can kind of see the shape a little bit. And the middle piece is, so part of the neck. This is the neck, and this is the part that goes towards the butt. Once again, you can't see what I'm pointing at. Dang it. So this is the butt part right here, and this is the part by the neck. So this part will go towards the head, so like this. So I only need one piece of this, which is good. I'm gonna stab through it. My grandmother would not be very happy if she knew I used paper. Actually, I don't know if she'd be angry or not. She gets, if I were to ever use these on paper, these are like really nice, fancy cutting sewing scissors on paper, and my grandmother found out about it, I'd be dead meat. She would be so angry with me because cutting paper dulls down your scissors, and these are really expensive, nice scissors. And like doing that, like she'd be even more angry if I did it with hers. Like she wouldn't be as angry if I did them with these, but she would not be happy because she got these for me. A lot of my sewing stuff my grandmother got for me. Like my sewing machine that I have, which I should probably use a little bit more frequently than I do. But yeah. But I love that thing. I love my sewing machine. It makes working on bigger projects so much easier. Like, I will say I love hand sewing more than using a sewing machine, because I find I have better control than with a sewing machine, even though sewing machines like are very like, you'd think that you'd be able to have a lot of control with one. It's like, best way I can describe a sewing machine, it's like writing cursive. Like if you're writing in cursive handwriting compared to like handwritten calligraphy, I guess. I don't know. That's not very good comparison. It's like normal like handwriting versus cursive, because it's very fancy, but very like, if you don't do it right, it looks wrong. Like if you don't know how to write in cursive right, it just looks bad. But if you know how to write in cursive, like it looks really good. Like sometimes things, it just looks not the best when I'm making stuffed animals. I'd much rather like use my hands and add that level of like cuteness. I guess what I'm trying to say is it adds a level of sentimentality to me if I've done it with my hands instead of using a machine. If that makes any type of sense. Ugh. I'm gonna just pin a bunch of these, I think, first, and then continue stitching. Gonna stick that like that. I also need to, these pins that I'm using, they're my favorite pins, but I don't know where the rest of them went. They're in a sewing cushion somewhere, but I can't find the sewing cushion in my room, which is not a good thing, especially since I have a cat who lives in my room with me, pretty much. Like, it's not the best thing when that happens. Like, Mr. Pork also tends to knock my stuff over. So if he's, like, especially if he's grumpy about something, like if he's annoyed, he'll go knock my stuff over, and I'm like, sir, little sir, why you gotta be that way? And he tends to like to knock down my sewing cushions somewhere, and I'm like, there are sharp needles in that. You could get them shoved into your foot. Stop doing that, cat. But he doesn't care, because he's a cat, and he's gonna do what he's gonna do. And that's knock my stuff over, because you can. Ugh. Trying to figure out, it's like doing, this is also like doing a puzzle when you're trying to figure out where to place these pattern pieces to use the most amount of fabric that you can without wasting stuff. So I think I got that. So this pattern piece right here is done because I have that piece right here. So that's done. Half of the body's been cut out. So I don't know where I'm gonna put it. I need to move some of these pieces just so that I don't lose them. Ah, come on. Work with me here. Ooh. When I'm over here, just, they're out of view, but I'll put them back in a minute. So this piece, got one half, it looks kind of like a horse a little bit, which is kind of making me laugh a tiny bit. This pattern piece is done, so I'm going to put it up on my keyboard for now. I should probably actually pin this in a couple places, just so then when I'm cutting it out, it doesn't like fall apart, like mess it up. I have to say I'm enjoying these nice lo-fi bops that I found that are safe for Twitch. Like, it's always nice to find like good music that I can share on this. I probably just totally did not like bop within rhythm with it, but yeah. Oh, and I need 2 of these. So we got one part of the head. And so I'm just gonna finish cutting out these bits. Beep. Come on. The tips of these scissors are really sharp, so sometimes they get caught on the felt in weird spots, so it makes it a little hard to cut sometimes if I can't hold the felt flat enough. What I'm doing here is just cutting around some of the pieces just to cut them out. Or just to get them separated enough that I can then go and cut them out better. There we go. You know, but I love sewing, and maybe like the last 10 minutes or so, like depending on how far I am with this, which I probably not going to be as far as I would have liked to be, because I'm sewing and cutting out the patterns and stuff takes a lot of time. Like you can already see that I've been live for 40 minutes or so, and it's taking me this long just to start cutting out this pattern. But I like to make sure, like, when I'm cutting things out, they look nice, so it takes a little bit extra longer for me. But I'll grab some of the other things that I've made, not like things I've made off of other people's patterns or things like that, and I'll show y'all them, like, or actually I'll show some things that I've made using other people's patterns that I've found for free online. Like, I use a lot of free patterns for a lot of things because it makes making things that I want to make a little bit easier. And if someone can make a pattern and like share it with the world, it's amazing and it's wonderful. And I just would love to thank those people and be like, you're awesome for doing that, for giving people like patterns that they can use to make things that they want to make, but not quite know how to make the. Aw, Tobias, thank you. Aw, that was so sweet. I just got a message from someone on Discord who popped in for a bit. Aw. He's being very sweet, and I'm very appreciative for that, Tobias. So if you're seeing this, thank you. I'm very thankful that you're happy that you liked my stream for what I've been doing, and it's very nice. Like, I'm happy people like to watch me do this type of stuff and like are willing to like come and stop by. Like, it really makes my day that people like what I'm doing, and it's nice to have that support. Like, I have the biggest of a grin on my face right now. Like honestly, streaming is probably the best part of my day a lot of times, and it's wonderful to have people like come on and stop by and like just hang out. Like you don't even have to like chat. You can just like hang and watch and just listen to what I'm saying. Like, as long as you stop by, like, I am so thankful for that. I'm so happy that you've decided to come by and say hi. Like it's just a very nice feeling to have someone stop by just to hang out or something. Like, I'm rambling now, but hopefully y'all get the gist of what I'm saying. Yeah. I don't know. I think next stream I will sew a little bit more and then play games and stuff. Which I don't know what day of the week that's gonna be, because tomorrow I got work in the morning, so I might stream that evening, but it all depends on like what's going on at my house and things, because yeah. What I got? Feet are almost done. These feeties, these little footsies, are almost all cut out. Little tiny feets. Trying to think of what else I should talk about. I should probably make like lists of things to talk about when I'm streaming, but I'm just more of the let's just go, let's just get this done type of vibes, I guess. I don't know, I'm just blabbering now because I'm all flustered. Come on, cut nice. There we go. trying to think. I got really excited about some show that I was pumped about finally coming out. I can't remember what it was right now though. I want to talk about that though. God dang it, brain! My brain! My brain is just a forgetful mess right now. uh, but I know that there's. I know that and I want to talk about TV shows, but I don't know what ones I can talk. I want to talk about. Like I want to talk about Amphibia from. I'm gonna say this right now. I'm 23 and I love kids cartoons still. They're my favorites. Like growing up, cartoons was my escape from chaos, and a lot of times nowadays they are still my escape that I use. So like any good Disney shows, like like anything that's on the par of Gravity Falls, I love. A lot of the other Disney shows, I'm like, I no, I'm good. Thanks for this, Disney. Like I remember back in the day when you'd see the thing come up for like Disney Channel. Or, oh no, I just broke these, but I'm okay. This little orange slidey thing locks the scissors so then they don't open. And sometimes when I'm closing them, I don't close it all the way so they click, and this thing kind of rubs inside the orange bit. But like I was saying, when you'd see the sequence for Disney Channel original movie pop up, like that was like I was probably like 5 or 6, like when that was like the vibe. I remember whatchamacallit, that guy from who's now on Smosh, Shane whatever, when he was on iCarly, I remember that episode. And I'm just like, dang. He was on iCarly. Oh, that's what I was excited about. Now I remember the iCarly, the iCarly reboot. Like, I'm pumped for that. I can't wait to watch that. iCarly was one of the shows where I was like, I must watch every episode. I'm sad though, like Jeanette McCurdy isn't gonna come back as Sam. Like I'm sad about that, but I respect that she doesn't want to be a part of something that wasn't fun for her when she was a kid. Like her and the cast or whatever of that show, like they got along really well, but she just didn't like acting in those shows, so she doesn't want to be part of it, and that's absolutely okay. Like, good on her for like getting her distance from something that caused her like to not be happy. Like, really good on her. I'm glad that she's like, if like one thing about like Disney Channel stars or people who used to be on TV shows I really liked when I was a kid, if they weren't happy with it, like I don't want them to like force themselves to come back to it. Like they clearly are like left for a reason, so like they shouldn't have to be forced to like go back to do something. Like the boys from Sweet Life of Zack and Cody, those guys, like they're off doing their own thing. Like they're living an adult life, like being successful. Like I'm proud of them. I'm proud they like left Disney to go like do the stuff that they wanted to do. Like Disney Channel stars who did that, like I look, those were always the ones who I always looked up to more than like the ones who like turned like kind of cringy in my eyes. Like, I'll say this, not a big fan of Ariana Grande. Not a big fan. Her songs are a bop, but some of the drama and stuff that she's been a part of, just nah, I'm good. I don't need that jazz. Like those stars who left the spotlight to go and like live their lives. Good for them. I like them. They were always the character. They always played the characters that I tended to like the most. I'll say this, but when I found out like what was actually in the butter sock from iCarly, Sam's weapon of choice, the character's weapon of choice, I was like, yeah, I don't see how anyone would be happy that they were like suggesting that to children. Suggesting children go and make that. They're just like being like, Sam Puckett uses it, so you should too, kind of vibes. Like I see the like correlation. And then I will say I love that Disney actually had what's his face, Thomas Sanders, be on an episode of some show that they were doing. That was cool. I'll say that was nice. When they start like when more traditional media, I did air quotes but no one could see it, more traditional media, like I was like, yeah, we'll just throw a little like some tiny YouTube or Twitch star in. We'll get some views from that. We'll get some of their audience, make them happy. These tiny peasants will get to work with us, kind of vibe. And I'm just like, you realize like these people, traditional sense TV is going away because these people are showing that they're way more successful in doing this stuff than you large corporations. It just makes me laugh that like streamers and stuff can be just as successful as these big companies, but these big companies still treat them like they're little nobodies, and it's like, bish, these people have more viewers than you have been getting lately, so shut it. Like, go away. Like, it's like old money versus new money kind of vibes. If anyone's read The Great Gatsby, you might know about or understand this. Like, old money is money that has been gifted down like through the generations. New money is like people who like just figured out or just became rich kind of vibes. So like in The Great Gatsby was new money, so a lot of the old money people did not like him. So this is beige. This is meant to be beige. I made it out of green by accident. Fudge. That's okay. I will use that piece in something else probably. Alright. I've been like drinking the LaCroix seltzer, so you can kind of see the can. I'm not gonna show the label or anything like that, but not the best seltzer. Not the best seltzer. Also, apparently it's illegal because of the carbonation levels in certain states or certain places. Like apparently you can get like levels of carbonation and things can actually make you really sick. Like if it's not like properly at a proper level. Like I didn't know that for the longest time. And then found out about it maybe about a year ago actually. So I've known about it for a little bit, but like I did not know that. And also LaCroix tastes bad. like my younger sibling makes fun of it and is like, oh, it's some, they make fun of it about it being like French something water, and I can't remember it right at this moment, but it's like trying to be fancy French water, but it's not. And it just isn't good. Like, the flavors don't taste good. They don't come through. You only taste the carbonation. I know a lot of people don't like seltzer or carbonated water or whatever you call it. Or sparkling water. Yes, it is a vibe. Thank you. But, like, my family we drink a lot of seltzer. Like, we will have, like, cases of seltzer in our garage. Just because that's where we store all of our seltzers and drinks like that. I will literally drink, like, 4 or 5 seltzers a day. Like, it's the way I intake my water intake for the day, pretty much. But, yeah. Okay, let's see what other pieces I need to make beige. Aha, this needs to be beige too. These are beige and these are beige and everything's supposed to be beige, but I'm not using beige, I'm using white. So I don't know. I'm having a weird vibe today. Kind of tired today a little bit, but yeah. Also, Cole Michaels, how you doing, man? Nice to see you. I've been vibing today, just chilling, just relaxing. And I gotta go to a family thing later. Like, not a family thing, but like a thing with family friends. So today's stream's gonna be very short. I'm probably gonna try and stream again tomorrow just to make up for today's short stream. Probably will do more sewing and then some video games and stuff. I know if Goats were here right now, he'd be like, do more ASMR stuff. I'd be like, no, I don't like it. I don't like ASMR. Also, love this is a giant keyboard mouse pad thing. So I can just do that. I can stab needles into it, which is one of my favorite things about this mouse pad. It covers my whole desk, and it's great. It's fantastic. I should probably wash it, though, because it has some food crumbs and food residue a little bit on it, because I also eat at my desk a lot of times. Gotta check my phone real quick. Okay, so I got a little bit more time. I have like 20 more minutes before I have to go. But in like 10 minutes, I'm gonna grab a bunch of my other art stuff and just kind of show it off a little bit so people can see a lot of the stuff I've made. Oh yeah. I also, for everyone to know, I'm graduating next weekend from my old community college. I'm so excited. I'm very pumped about it. Oh, fudge. Oh wait, no, never mind. I got all nervous because I have to have photos of me in my gown, cap and gown for graduation in by the first by 4, and I thought today was the first for some reason, so I got really panicked. But I'm good. Everything's okay. We good. We good, homies. We good, my friends. I should probably stick these with those. This brown thing can go up there. Any other things that have to be white? Nope. Green. Nose is brown. The bottom part of this has to be beige. So these are the ears. These are for the ears. It's going to be a very tidy leaf yawn that I'm making. Yes, I'm excited about graduating, if that's what you're saying. Which I think is what you're saying. I'm pumped. It'll be nice. I can have like 5 people come. I asked 4 of my relatives to come because 2 of them I was like, you're probably not going to want to show up and do stuff that day. Like that. Like, yeah, I'm excited about it. I want Goats to come, but he has to work because his boss is away right now and he's covering his boss's shifts. So what I'm actually going to do with these is cut these up, I think. Cut the ear pieces up. Just so then I can... There we go. Just so then I can get the pieces that I need and not have like a giant like piece that I don't. And I honestly should have done that with the other things like these feet and the feet part for this, but I didn't think about that. So we're just gonna do that with the ears. Fix the thing I didn't do before now. Oof. Is there any way I can... No, there's not going to be any way for me to salvage some of this stuff, so I'm just going to cut like that. I'm just checking something that happened. My computer is very laggy right now. Alright, I checked the thing I needed to check. I'm all good. Alright, so we got the bottom part of the ear. Or one piece of the bottom part. Then we need 4 of these pieces. I know at some point, eventually, I want to do like a baking stream, but I gotta find a way to like mask my face, because like I don't particularly want to like share my face with the entire internet. So I'll probably end up making something or finding something kind of like what Swagger Souls or someone like that does, like with the face coverings and jazz. I just have to figure it out. I haven't put a lot of thought into it yet, but I eventually do want to do some whatchamacallit, some like baking streams, maybe make cupcakes or something. Make some ghastly themed cupcakes that I made a while ago. That was fun. Goats and I made these cupcakes one time. That looks like they looked like, I made them look like little ghastlies. I cut out ghastly faces, like the eyes and the mouth and the teeth from fondant, and he stuck it on top of some cupcakes with purple frosting, and it came out really cute. Like I want to make those again. Like the sad thing is I haven't had an excuse to bake things in over a year, and it's made me kind of sad because normally like this is gonna sound kind of sad, but I make my own birthday cake every year. Not because like no one else is willing to like get me a birthday cake or make me one. It's because I want to make my own cake and I want to make it and practice like making like baking things. And in my house, no one like a lot of times baked goods get thrown out really quickly. Like we don't eat them because my mom is a very fit person and she doesn't like having junk food in the house. So like the most junk food we'll get sometimes is like chips. Like we don't have ice cream in my freezer ever, really, unless it's for like a birthday or something. So like it was my excuse to work with baking things. And so like I haven't had it really an excuse to do that in over a year because I'll also bake a lot of stuff to bring in to share with people at school or work or I'll just bring stuff in to share with other people. And because of COVID, I haven't had a way to do that safely, so I just haven't done it, which has been like a little sad, but like I'm 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 gonna get to I'm definitely gonna start baking more things again. Oh yeah, I don't. I have an idea for something that I am gonna make or bake soon, probably sometime in June. But I have to like plan it out and like go and buy the stuff for it. But yeah, I'm excited. And oh, we're now on to this piece. This piece. Okay. Keep looking up at my computer screen to like see if I have things in frame because the way my thing is placed, it's kind of weird. Like this right here, my eyes say this should be in the middle of the camera, but this is the middle of the camera, right by the base of the camera. So let me actually. This is actually a little bit better now that I did it like that. Oh, and it's 420. 420! Blaze! I don't know. I tried to make a joke. A specific joke, but yeah. So I'm actually gonna put a pause on this and go and grab some of the artsy craftsy things I've made and show y'all. One of them is very easy for me to grab, so I'll just do it. I just have to grab them off my light because they are on my light. The things that I want to show. They have wire in them, so they can grab things. But some hands I made. Like I said, they have wire in them, so they can grab things, hold their shape. Like they are probably some of the most favorite things I've made. I probably at some point though will have to go and do some surgery on them, like open them up and replace the wire in them because I used aluminum wire, and a lot of times after a while, aluminum wire will if they're constantly bent in one spot, they'll snap. And I gotta fix the internal hand structure. Did this already snap? No, it's good. These are probably a year old or so. Like I can do pointy finger guns, and I just used acrylic paint, and this is polymorph plastic, and just painted it on, and used some green fabric that I had. I did not do. I wish I kind of had done a little bit of a better job with the stitching, but it kind of gives that Frankenstein zombie kind of look to it. So I left it and I like it. The nails are also made out of polymorph plastic, and then I used fabric glue to adhere them to it, and it's wiped off a bit of the acrylic paint from them, and they just live grabbing onto my light, because I think it's really cool to have them just be holding on to my light fixture. I'm actually gonna put them back on and show you guys. I'll move the camera so you can see it. Alright, here we go. Gonna do a big old move. So you can see it. Also ignore the atrocious painting on my wall that I tried to do when I was younger. It's, let's just say, moody middle school me wanted to paint on the wall, and that's what I started making. I need to like repaint my wall, honestly. I do not like that painting. It could have been really cool, but then yeah. Okay, come on, camera. There we go. Here we go. Okay. I'm gonna go grab another thing that I made. So I also do felting. So this is a little felted fairy that I made. There's some mesh in between the wings because I wanted to try to make it look see-through-y. Kind of see it there, like, and there's a little bit of wireframe sticking out, which annoys me a slight bit, but it's overall I love it. I love how she came out. And I put little flowers in her dress and made her look like she's kind of sitting on a hill, or she is the hill. Made this giant tall mushroom Enderman dude. He's very tall. He also, somewhere in his face, has the tip of one of the broken felting needles. So I gotta be careful with this guy because he might stab me by accident. But I made a little mushroom dude. Wire. I used wires as the frame for it. It's one of my favorite little dudes that I made. He doesn't have a face. Didn't want him to have a face. Little mushroom cap. He's great. I'm gonna put the little girl right there so she can hide. Almost fell over. There's something else I need. Write it down. This is easy. I made a bird. This is from a pattern that I also found online. I don't remember the link to it or like where it was from right now, but found a pattern online, and then I made this bird masky thing. Because when my friends and I have played Among Us, during like Halloween and stuff, I would wear the Plague Doctor's mask, and I called my character's username was Dr. Burb, because I look like a bird and a little top hat and a little character. I have a little son who follows me, and yeah, I wanted to have a real life Dr. Burb mask. And then these are a bit older, but out of like red Solo cups or red plastic cups you see in every generic like college movie, I made these goggles. I was trying to make steampunk goggles, and they kind of don't hold together very well. I wanted to put wire inside to hold it together, but unfortunately, Solo cups melt when you try to use hot glue on them. So I had to use normal glue on the inside. I found some clear, I cut like circles out from a clear cookie container. You can hear that. ASMR time. But yeah, made these. I've repainted them several times. Used a seal, like some sort of type of paint sealant on it, on the inside and outside. And I love these things. They're honestly a cool thing that I've made, and I kind of want to remake them at some point. Like these lens parts with maybe sturdier cups or something, and just redo them a little bit. Like, I love them, but they're not exactly what I wanted. Like, they're not exactly perfect, or to the standard that I want them to be at. So, yeah. Those are just a few things that I've made. I love making props and things, and if I could get a job in that field, like that would be the best thing in the entire world to me. I'd be so happy. And like, 2 jobs I'm looking to go into right now is prop design, or making props for sets and movies and things, or working at some company that helps make logos for companies or makes graphic images, like graphics for companies and things. Like, I'd love to do that because I love doing stuff like that all the time. Oh, come on, where's my mouse? And it's getting very close to the time where I actually have to leave to go to my family thing. So I'm gonna sign off now. Thank you for those who stopped by to watch, and I will try and stream again tomorrow. Like, I plan to make up for the short stream tomorrow. Like, do some more stuff tomorrow. Like, it was short and very early, and kind of out of the blue. Like, didn't let anyone know about this. So I will see y'all tomorrow, and then if not tomorrow, I guess Monday, depending on like how busy and or how tired I am from work tomorrow. But I will see y'all tomorrow. Thank you again. Bye.